Good evening, baseball fans far and wide. God, this is such a beautiful game. We're live for Game 2 of this three-game set at Civic Field as the Port Angeles Lefties take on the Kamloops NorthPaws. The Lefties look to snap a 7-game losing streak at home, everybody. They've had a tough time staying out of their own way for the better part of the past week. A 10-inning loss a day ago to Kamloops pulls the NorthPaws just one game behind the Lefties as the bottom-ranked team in the West Coast League. Kamloops coming in 9-28, the Lefties 10-27, looking to get on track. And they turn to a relatively new face in the clubhouse. Not completely new, though. Casson Matson will draw the start for Port Angeles. He did pitch once for the Lefties during that 3-game set when the Redmond Dudes came to town. Pitched most of the summer with Redmond, now with the Port Angeles Lefties, at least for the foreseeable future. Matson, the 6'1", 175-pound right-hander out of the suburb of Seattle, Bothell, Washington, rising sophomore at Edmonds Community College. As Gage Mestas settles into the batter's box, we'll take a look at the rest of the camp of the NorthPaws lineup. He'll be followed by Casey Wayne, who gets to move up in the spot after delivering the winning hit last night. Kubal Neville bats third. Robin Villeneuve, the cleanup man. Joey Barron bats fifth as the first pitch out of the windup is outside. 6:41 Pacific Standard Time and even 70 degrees in Port Angeles. Drew Giannini bats sixth. Phoenix Samay is seventh as the next delivery is a little outside 2-0. Ray Kimura in the lineup tonight. Did not get to play yesterday. It's eighth. And Bennett Frieder will be the catcher tonight. A 2-0 pitch, a breaking ball on the 2-0 count in there for a called strike. Mestas went 0 for 4 yesterday with a walk. Hitting .231 overall this season. No home runs and 3 RBIs. As that one's outside 3-1 the count. At least based on the one-time Matson pitch for the Lefties a couple weeks ago. Command was a factor as that one skied down the right field line. Mauricio Guardado, the MacGyver of position for the Lefties, makes the grab in fair territory. With one away, it'll bring up Casey Wayne. Casey with family in town, the one-time lefty. Came up with 2 outs in the top of the 10th inning with the bases loaded. Was able to bloop a single through the middle, scoring 2 runs, and that was the difference. But the NorthPaws winning 4-2. So he takes a first pitch heater right down the chute, 0-1. Wayne now hitting an even .200 with Kamloops. No home runs, 4 RBIs. Matson out of the windup and a breaking ball on the outside corner, 0-2 the count. Command very much a factor tonight for lefties pitching. Trying to get ahead early. So 0-2 is lifted in the air to center. It's not deep. Becker comes running in. He's able to make the grab. Couple weak fly ball outs, and it brings up Cooper Neville. Neville was 2 for 3 with an RBI yesterday. The incoming freshman at Grand Canyon University. Hitting .289 this season, no home runs, 20 RBIs. As he settles his way into the left-handed batter's box. Matson looking for a 1-2-3 first. Neville shows bunt, pulls back, and takes outside. Chase Taylor behind the plate likes the pitch location from Matson. Vasquez now at third, playing even with the bag, just outside 2-0 the count to the tall left-hander. Lefties pitching issued 9 walks and a hit batter yesterday. Way outside 3-0 the count. Well, that's you definitely need something like that if a team's going to win after only picking up 4 hits. The aforementioned Wayne getting the big one. Neville taking all the way, and he takes outside. So a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Robin Villeneuve. Again, a Weatherford College guy, one of Carlos's mates. Hit .401 as an everyday player this past spring. 28 home runs, 102 RBIs in 62 games. Big swing and a miss, 0-1 the count on a fastball. 0 for 4 a night ago, hitting an even 200. Definitely is a game changer. Certain guys going from having some monster seasons at JUCO or community college, as that one's outside 1-1. Facing some upper-level guys with all the extra technology and ways to track all the stats, whether it's spray charts or even spin rates, exit velocities, the whole bunch. Becomes much more of a mental game, not to mention the Division I talent. As that one's lifted in the center field, Kyle Becker goes back. Now he comes trotting in, and he makes the two-handed grab. No runs, no hits, a man left. A good inning from Cass and Matson to get things started at Civic Field. As we head to the bottom of the first, we'll see the lefties take their first swings. McLean Roberts will do the pitching for the NorthPaws. As we get ready for the bottom of the first in this scoreless ball game, we'll take a look at the lefties lineup. Isaiah Walls back in the leadoff spot after a quiet night yesterday. Mauricio Guardado will bat second. Chase Taylor back in the lineup after a little illness. Bat third in the catcher spot. Ethan Young had a great day yesterday. He's in the cleanup position as the DH. Julio Vasquez bats fifth. Brock Mayer, a late addition to the lineup, will hit sixth. Kyle Becker will bat seventh. Travis Helm will be the eighth man. Aiden Arriaga gets a start tonight. He'll round out the order for the Port Angeles Lefties. And they'll try and do some damage against McLean Roberts, the 6'4 left-handed pitcher, incoming fresh from the Pima Community College. The first one misses a little outside, 1-0, out of Auckland, New Zealand. How about that? Had to do a double take at first when I saw that one, when I got the lineup. As that one's ripped down the left field line, just foul. The 10th game of the season for Roberts, his 7th start, 7.15 ERA over 27 and 2/3 innings, 16 strikeouts, 25 walks. To go along with 32 hits, McLean will allow his base runners. As the 1-1 is upstairs, 2-1 the count. At least on paper, McLean, a guy that you'd much rather see, as opposed to Nathan Gray yesterday. Lefties really had a tough time trying to get anything going against him. 3-1 the count to Walls. After yesterday's outing, Gray lowered his ERA to 1.82, the lowest earned run average in the entire West Coast League among qualified pitchers. Fastball inside and a leadoff walk by Walls. A guy that you love to have on base for the lefties. A man who can absolutely fly. And that brings up Mauricio Guardado. Mauricio was on the field early today doing some barefoot grounding exercises, just walking from foul pole to foul pole. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. And that first pitch is low, 1-0. So Roberts fighting himself a bit right now. Mauricio went 1 for 4 last night with a bunt single, 3 for 17 in the lefties uniform. Short lead from Walls at first. And that's on the outside corner, 1-1. Walls has only stolen one bag in a lefties uniform. Actually a little surprised to only see one stolen base, just with all this speed. 1-1. Soft bouncer towards the hole on the right side. Flag down by Phoenix MA at second. His only place to first. Up to second goes Walls on the soft ground ball. And that'll bring up Chase Taylor, the rising senior at Hawaii Pacific University. Did not play last night. Had to be a late scratch from the lineup, covering from a bit of an illness. He went 3 for 10 in the Bend series, hitting .266 overall, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. Really just a consistent rock in this Lefties lineup. Inside 1-0. Had a chance to talk to Chase a little extra a few days ago during the off day. And one of his big goals is to finish the summer with 5 home runs. Well, he's got 3 weeks to do it. I have a good feeling about it. Upstairs, 2-0 the count. So already 2 out of the first 3 hitters. Roberts not really commanding his pitches. Quite a few already missing pretty badly. Short lead at second from Walls. Now he dances off a bit further. And the 2-0 is popped up. Right field, it's not deep. Casey Wayne gets behind it. He comes charging in. Walls is going to tag. Here's the throw from Wayne on a hop. It's not in time. As Walls is standing up. It gets through Giannini, but backed up by the pitcher, Roberts. So Taylor gets under that one. 2 away. It brings up Ethan Young. Young went 2 for 3 last night. Well, what's going on here? How about that? So right now, both teams are vacating the field. I guess Isaiah Walls left early from second. That's the only thing I can imagine, because I doubt he stepped off the base. Well, see if I can try and get some more information on that. So the inning concludes after Chase Taylor flies out to right. Isaiah Walls tagged up to third. Looked like he made it in no problem. Yeah, one way or the other, whether he stepped off the base or he left early from second. 3 outs, I guess. After 1, a scoreless game between the NorthPaws and the Lefties. We'll be right back. Well, everybody, we're back for the top of the second after some more strange things continue to happen at Lefties games involving the Lefties. Still not quite sure how the final out of the first inning happened. Isaiah Walls tagged up from second to go to third on a fly ball to right field. He made it in standing up. The ball got away, and somehow the umpires said the third out happened. The only possibility is that involved Walls. Joey Barron, Drew Giannini, and Phoenix Samay, 5-6-7 for the NorthPaws. Madsen gets back to work, and he starts Barron off with a strike. Barron getting the start yesterday, went 0 for 2, or 0 for 3 with a couple run scores. He fouls that one off. So he's behind 0-2, hitting .208 overall. A whopping 17 walks, though. On base percentage up to .380. As that one's high, 1-2 the count. I'm curious about that stat. I mean, if you're a guy who doesn't really have power numbers, how have you walked that many times? In the dirt, 2-2. The only thing I can reasonably think of is that he fouls a ton of pitches off. He's only struck out 13 times. So yeah, I guess he works a pretty good count and fouls pitches off. Well, maybe he'll show me how that happens. As that one's lifted in the air, short right. Aiden Arriaga goes back. Guardado comes in, and it's the second baseman Arriaga who makes the grab. Steady dose of fly ball outs early. And that'll bring up Drew Giannini. Giannini won for his last 15 coming into play. The incoming freshman at San Diego State University. Hitting 151 this summer. A triple, 7 RBIs. Matson out of the windup. The first pitch breaking ball is on the inside corner. Well, it's good to see right now. Matson commanding both sides of the plate, keeping NorthPaws hitters guessing on the breaking ball. Off the hands, towards the middle, it gets past Matson, picked up by the shortstop Walls, and a good play as he fires it over the first. Athletic play from the speedy Isaiah, 2 away in the second. And Matson continues to pick up quick, weak outs.
Number 8, Phoenix Samay.
Now it's Phoenix Samay. As he settles in, we'll take a look at the lefties defensively. Julio Vasquez back at third. Isaiah Walls, the familiar spot at shortstop. Aiden Arriaga's at second. Travis Helm, the first baseman, as that first one misses outside. Chase Taylor settles back behind the plate. Brock Mayer gets the start in left. Kyle Becker, the center fielder. Mauricio Guardado in right. And Casson Matson on the mound. As that one's hit hard in the left field, that's going to get in there for a hit. So back-to-back innings, the NorthPaws with a 2-out base runner. First hit of the day for Kamloops. Again, only 4 hits a night ago.
Up to bat, number 20, Ray Kamara.
That brings up Ray Kimura, a rising junior at the College of Idaho. I hope I get the chance to visit Idaho this summer. Kimura hitting .357 this summer. First pitch is at the knees, 0-1 the count. Oh, wait a minute. Well, he's 5 for 14. I guess somewhat limited at bats. Needed an extra second to check that one out. As Matson steps off, looks the runner back to first. Now he has his sign. And a slide step delivery. That one's lined. Caught by the third baseman, Vasquez. Had him played over towards the third base bag. So good work from Matson. Another quick inning. Works around just one other base runner. The NorthPaws do pick up their first hit. They go down quietly again. See if the lefties can get on the board early as we head to the bottom of the second. Ethan Young, Julio Vasquez, and Brock Mayer when we return. McLean Roberts just finishes up his warm-up pitches. Ethan Young walking up to home plate. Again, thought we'd be seeing him hit with a man on third in the bottom of the first inning. Final out being recorded on the bases. So at least as we're in the early stages of this ball game, base running issues continue for the lefties. They made 4 outs on the bases yesterday. Things like that, absolute inning killers. See if they can right that ship tonight. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. A slow delivery out of the windup, and Young pops the first pitch foul into the screen overhanging home plate. There's still 2 baseballs sitting up there. Various foul pop-ups winding their way and landing on that screen, taking outs away from catchers. Here's the 0-1 to Young. Breaking ball, that's on the inside corner, 0-2. Ethan's 4 for his last 10 with a home run and 4 RBIs coming into play. He's behind 0-2. And that breaking ball, a late strike call from the home plate umpire. A couple extra words from Young to him. It looked like a pretty good pitch to me. Ethan goes down on 3 pitches, the first strikeout of the night for McLean Roberts. And now it's Julio Vasquez. 4 for 16 for the rising sophomore at Howard College. 1 for 5 a night ago. Lefty on righty matchup, and Vasquez takes a fastball for a strike. Right now, the wind appears to be blowing out to right field, at least based on how the flags are going. That's on the inside corner, 0-2, as Vasquez was jumping away from that pitch. Perhaps a little bit of two-seam life from Roberts. The third baseman, Giannini, playing over towards the line. And the 0-2 is outside, 1-2 the count. Roberts seems to have really slow his pace down. Definitely feels slower compared to how he was working in the first. A scoreless game at Civic Field. As that breaking ball is back towards the middle. Over is the shortstop Neville. Sliding stop. But he can't get it out of his glove. An infield single for Vasquez. That was nearly a heck of a play from Neville. First hit of the day for the Lefties, and it gives them a one-out base runner. As Brock Mayer, the two-way guy for the Lefties, settles in, we'll take a look at the NorthPaws defensively. It's a pretty familiar setup. Drew Giannini at third, Kupel Neville back at shortstop, Phoenix Samay, the second baseman, Robin Villano at first, Bennett Frieder, a new catcher from last night, Ray Kimura also was in the lineup yesterday's in left. As Mayer rips that one in the left center, that's going to get in there for a hit. Vasquez takes a big turnaround second. He'll hold up there. Back-to-back singles for the Lefties, puts men on first and second with one away. Scoreless game, Port Angeles looking to strike first. Gage Mestas, the center fielder. Casey Wayne back in right for the second night in a row. And McLean Roberts working a second inning on the mound. And now it's Kyle Becker. 0 for 3 last night with a sacrifice fly. Initially making it a 2-1 game. 2 for 17 overall in the Lefties uniform. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. So the NorthPaws will set up to turn a double play. The shortstop Neville playing over towards the second base bag behind Julio at second. And the 0-1 outside 1-1. You have Ray Kimura in left playing way off the line and shallow. The other two outfielders straight up. A throw behind the runner at second. Vasquez gets back in standing up. Bit of a daylight play right there with the shortstop Neville coming in behind the runner. Vasquez ended up getting his head out of the way of that one. Nearly deflected off the base runner. The 1-1 check swing outside. Roberts not a hard thrower. Seems like he's varying the four-seam and two-seam variety of his fastball. We've seen the breaking ball for sure. Well, he checks Vasquez once. As Julio dances off further. The 2-1 is it high in the air on the infield. The second baseman, Phoenix Samay, makes the call. Infield fly is called as he makes the catch. With Becker retired, it'll bring up Travis Helm.
Central Washington University, Travis Helm.
Travis came into the game late last night. Ended up going 1 for 2 with a double. So heading into the top of the 7th inning, well, with 1 out in the 6th inning. Let's see, where was I? So that one's hit hard over the third. Backhanded by Giannini. He'll take it to the bag himself. That retires the side in the second. I'll explain the Travis Helm situation in just a moment, you guys. So a couple hits for the Lefties. They leave 2. Scoreless game through 2 full at Civic Field. Cass and Matson will get back to work on the mound. It'll be the 9-man Bennett Frieder, then back to the top of the order, Gage Mestas and Casey Wayne. No score between the NorthPaws and Lefties going to the top of the third. Bennett is 1 for 30 with a double and 2 RBIs this season. As he takes a strike, the incoming freshman at North Dakota State University out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. The 0-1 taken high, 1-1 the count. So anyway, to finish off what I was talking about, Travis Helm came into the game in the 7th inning. Corey Jarrell was thrown out at third on a contested play as Frieder takes a strike, 1-2 the count. Again, one of 4 men thrown out on the bases by the Lefties last night. Matt Acker, the Lefties fans, and Jarrell did not agree with the call. It's a play that I actually didn't see happening. It happened when we thought the play was over. Fouled straight back. The count remains 1-2. So as Corey was jogging back to his spot in center, heading into the top of the 7th, he was talking to himself a bit, and he ended up saying something that the field umpire ended up hearing and did not prefer to hear, so he threw him out right there between innings. Fouled back again, 1-2. So that began a string of Acker moving a whole bunch of players around on the field. And Helm was the guy who was inserted in the lineup, batting in Jarrell's spot. So Corey, not available tonight, has to serve a 1-game suspension. As Frieder goes down swinging at a breaking ball. First strikeout of the evening for Casson Matson, 1 away in the first. Any player suspended or any player ejected from a West Coast League game has to serve a 1-game suspension. And now back to the top of the order, it's Gage Mestas. He flew out to short right, his only at bat. 2 hits for the Lefties, 1 at the moment for the NorthPaws. Scoreless game. And a breaking ball is taken down and away, 1-0. Matson has his sign out of the windup, and he kicks and deals. Just outside. So the count moves to 2-0. Defense, the better, been a factor for 2 weeks at this point for the Lefties, dating all the way back to the Apple Sox series. As that one's out to right center field, Becker on the run. He has it lined up, and he makes the grab in the alleyway. So each of the first 3 innings, Cass and Matson retiring the first 2 men in order. It'll bring up Casey Wayne. He flew out to short center, his only at bat. Lefties committed 4 more errors last night. Each of the first 2 runs from the NorthPaws of the unearned variety. As that one's popped up, right side, the first baseman Travis Helm over by the Lefties dugout, and he runs out of room. As looks like it clanks off the top of the dugout.
Once again, fans, please watch out for any foul balls.
Mauricio Guardado also giving that a look from right. Talking a little more to Mauricio. Playing with the Lefties, this is the first time he's ever played second base. And we have seen him out at second base. As that one's lined down the right field line. Guardado playing him that way. He dives, and he can't get it as it drops foul. A good effort from the Energizer Bunny Guardado. But he has to go pick up his hat. Now he's going to go retrieve the baseball. And he'll have to go back to his spot. Well, Matson better wait a couple extra seconds to let Mauricio get back to his spot. Looks like he is. Taylor was also pointing out there, hey, make sure he gets back there. Guardado playing the right-handed hitting Wayne fairly deep. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. No score. Check swing, and that got a piece of Wayne. Right on the wrist area. He looks to be all right. He walks his way to first. Well, definitely the last thing you want to do as a pitcher, end up hitting a guy when you have him buried 0-2. And so for the 3rd consecutive inning to start the game, the NorthPaws get a 2-out base runner. Now it's Cooper Neville. He walked his only time up in the first. Wayne does not run well at first. And the first pitch taken outside. See if Matson's able to command his pitches to the left-handed hitting Neville. And the 1-0 is taken high, 2-0 the count. Neville did end up walking on 4 pitches. A very short lead at first from Casey. Maybe a step and a half. He's inches us more, and there he goes. Pitch taken down and in. Taylor can't get out of his glove. Casey Wayne steals second base. Well, you may not be fast, but if they don't pay attention to you, you can end up doing that. Second stolen base of the season for Wayne. I swear, how many times has that happened? Me saying, well, he's probably not going to go anywhere, then there he goes. Taking all the way is Neville, and he takes a strike, 3-1 the count. Well, you definitely don't want to make anything, you definitely don't want to throw too perfect of a pitch. Dangerous hitter in Neville, and he comes up empty. 3-2 the count. Well, let's see, how's Matson going to play this? Well, he's working quickly. He already comes set. And the 3-2 is down and in. Second walk of the game issued by Matson to go along with the hit batter to Wayne. Puts men on first and second with 2 outs. NorthPaws team that comes in hitting below 200 as a team. They come in ranked dead last in virtually every offensive category. You don't want to give them any extra help. That's what the Lefties did last night with the 4 errors and the combined 10 walks and hit batters. First pitch, a little outside to Robin Villeneuve. Wayne at second, Cooper Neville at first. Guardado still playing awfully deep and right. And the wind is blowing out there. Big swing and a miss. I think Villeneuve had 3-0 on his mind. No score between the NorthPaws and Lefties. Top of the third, 2 outs. Casson Matson trying to work out of a jam. Another swing and a miss, 1-2. Might think about going back outside again if I'm Matson. A big looping swing from Robin Villeneuve and swinging underneath it. A big open stance for the righty, and the breaking ball is lined sharply in the left field. Mayer coming on, he slides, and he makes the grab. One heck of a play from the two-way guy, Brock Mayer, snagging that sinking line drive, certainly saves a run for the Lefties. Still scoreless through 2.5. The Lefties coming back up to take their next set of swings. Aiden Arriaga, then the top of the order for Port Angeles. We'll be right back. As we get ready for the bottom of the third inning in this scoreless game, this inning is brought to you by Leitz. Leitz Farm Supply and Equipment Sales is the Peninsula's premier family-owned farm supply and equipment dealership, where we service what we sell. Shop local, support local, shop Leitz Farm Supply. Aiden Arriaga, then Walls and Guardado. McLean Roberts back out on the mound, able to work around a couple one-out singles from the Lefties. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. The first pitch from Roberts. Arriaga shows bunt. He pulls back and takes low. The NorthPaws wearing their black tops, their red and black hats, and the gray pants. Lefties going all pinstripes tonight with the white tops and bottoms and the blue pinstripes. Ooh, seeing a couple of the guys now for the lefties wearing stirrups. Arriaga shows bunt again, pulls it back, takes a strike. Majority of the lefties players throughout the season, not the kinds of guys who would wear their pant legs up. I was always somebody that wore them up. I was told growing up, you weren't a real ball player unless the socks were showing. The 1-1 out of the windup. Line foul down the left field line over the party deck.
Hold your beers, party deck.
1-2 the count to Arriaga, as our public address announcer gives a kind warning to the party deck to make sure they don't drop any of their drinks. You don't want to do that. Don't want to waste all that stuff. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball hits softly out to second base. Phoenix Samay stays down on it, one away in the third. And that'll bring up Isaiah Walls. He walked to start the ball game.
Number 26.
Ended up making the final out at third base. I do apologize, you guys. Still have not been given an answer as to the exact reason Walls was called out after tagging up from second to third. Takes a first pitch fastball outside. Looks to be quite a bit of life on McLean Roberts' fastball, tailing away to the right-handed batters. Seems like no matter what, when you have a left-handed pitcher, his pitch moves. Up and in, 2-0. Even playing catch with left-handed pitchers, it was always weird. Something not right about him. I enjoyed hitting off of left-handed pitchers, especially the ones who always tried to throw outside. The 2-0 to Walls is a little outside, 3-0 the count. You wonder if Walls will get a green light. He's been swinging a hot bat. Got a bit unlucky yesterday making a couple hard outs. He takes inside, ball 4. Second time Walls is aboard via free pass.
On to Matt. Number 20.
And that brings up Mauricio Guardado. Boy, it's always a pleasure talking to Mauricio. Really a lot of perspective from a man as young as he is. He was also out roller skating earlier in the day. Part of a really nice community event getting the players out there. Down and away 1-0. As Roberts has missed with 5 consecutive. Walls a short lead at first, and that one's lifted foul into the screen. As the count moves to 1-1. Now Guardado, part of the Skate with the Lefties event. Over by the Olympic Skate Village. From what I heard, I wasn't able to make it, but from what I heard, Maurice was one of the better skaters. As Walls draws a throw, he goes in standing up. I heard this from the grapevine. I did not hear this from Mauricio. Quite a few other people were down there. Let's see, I heard Wes Penninger. The skating was a struggle for him. He did, but it was a struggle. Bounced over to Villanova at first. He goes to second for one, back over to first. That's a pretty well-turned 3-6-3 double play to end the inning. So Guardado hits it hard. Lefty still searching for offense. A scoreless game on both sides through 3 as we head to the top of the 4th. Joey Barron, Drew Giannini, and Phoenix Samay when we return. Kassan Matson gets back to work for the fourth inning. Joey Barron, the designated hitter, will get us started, then Giannini and Samay. Barron popped out to second, his only at bat, as he settles into the left-handed batter's box. You know, it's going back a bit defensively. Amazingly, the Walla Walla Sweets are the only team that's worse defensively than Port Angeles. First pitch on the outside corner, 0-1. I was pleasantly surprised to see that the Sweets have committed 72 errors to the Lefties' 67. Well, I guess the Lefties did go a pretty good stretch in the middle of the season where they played good defense. In the air to right center, Guardado's playing towards the line. Now he's sprinting over, and he's able to make the grab on a full sprint in front of Kyle Becker, the center fielder. As Guardado emphatically fires the ball back into second base. Boy, one heck of a play right there. Guardado had to go a long way to get it because he was playing way over towards the line. Well, as of right now, the defense really good early for the Lefties, especially the outfielders. I mean, yeah, Mayer make a sliding grab to end the third and take a run off the board. Drew Giannini swings the first pitch. That one's out to short right center. Aiden Arriaga able to trek on back and make a pretty easy grab. It looked like Giannini hit that ball harder than he actually did. So for the fourth straight inning, Kassan Matson able to retire the first two men. Granted, in each of the first three innings, the NorthPaws have been able to get two out base runners. Phoenix Samay singled his first time up in the second, shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike. And Samay not pleased with the call. And as far as defense concerned, Kamloops actually comes in the fourth best team defensively out of the 16-team West Coast League. Out in front of a breaking ball, Samay behind 0-2. Matson looking to pick up his second strikeout of the early evening. Well, the NorthPaws, I guess they catch the ball. They've struggled hitting, they've struggled pitching, but they play defense. Little upstairs, 1-2. No errors yesterday for Kamloops. The 1-2 with 2 outs. Big swing and a miss. Samay way out in front of that breaking ball. A 1-2-3, really good inning from Kassan Matson. A strong showing for the Lefties tonight. See if Port Angeles can try and strike first. The middle of the order coming up. Taylor, Young, and Vasquez when we return. Well, we're ready to go for the bottom of the fourth. Lefties see if they can get some offense going against McLean Roberts. Not a whole lot of good swings early from Port Angeles. Chase Taylor will get us started. He flew out weakly to right in his first at-bat. The NorthPaws about as straight up as you could ask for. The first pitch out of the windup. Taylor swings the first pitch and launches it deep but foul down the left field line. Boy, that ball ended up across the street, just burying itself high in a tree. Chase, if you could just straighten that one out, that would have been your 5th homer of the season. One of the goals that Chase told me about a few days ago. So he hits that one hard down the left field line. That's going to get down to fair ball as it rolls into the corner. Taylor takes a turn from first. He'll coast in the second. Well, Chase, I appreciate you taking my advice and straightening that one out. Really nice piece of hitting. His 6th double of the season. We'll see if the Lefties can manufacture a run. The designated hitter, Ethan Young, struck out on 3 pitches, his only at bat in the 2nd. As time is called, what's going on here? Looks like somebody in the NorthPaws is jogging down the left field line. He's jogging quite slowly down the left field line. He's still going. He's going towards the corner. He's turning off. I guess he was going towards the bullpen. I'm glad he made it there safely. Let's see, what's going on there? Oh, looks like they're closing the gate. I guess the gate opened up down there. The gate going towards the batting cages down the left field line. See if I can get that guy's name. No, Nolan Austin making that trip down to take care of the gate. Thanks, Nolan. Young swings to the first pitch and hits it foul into the screen. Well, Austin definitely getting his steps in on his early evening off. One of the warmer days in Port Angeles this summer. It got up to 74 degrees. Now, I'll tell you this. I have experienced my share of warm weather. 74 degrees hits differently here. Young way out in front of a breaking ball. 0-2 the count to him. Well, so far, Young coming in, swinging a pretty good bat. The lefty-on-lefty matchup with Roberts, Young does not look comfortable against him. A steady diet of slow breaking balls. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, good take from Young, and blocked by Frieder behind the plate. See if Ethan can force Roberts to come in with a fastball. Chase with a good lead at second. A good athlete out there, especially for a catcher. 1-2 will have to wait as Roberts spins around. Good heads-up job from Taylor, noticing the shortstop Neville coming in behind him. We've already seen once the NorthPaws trying a daylight play at second. Roberts comes set. He checks the runner once. And here's his 1-2 pitch. There goes Taylor. Pitch taken low, and Frieder has the ball popped right out of his glove. Stolen base for the excellent Utah athlete going to school in Hawaii, Chase Taylor. Now a big opportunity for Young and the Lefties to put a run on the board. The 4th stolen base of the summer for Chase. Young awaits his 2-2 pitch. Roberts comes set out of the stretch, and he deals. Fouled straight back. Young had a good rip at that one. The NorthPaws will play the infield back. Even Villano at first is playing just a step in front of the outfield grass. Drew Giannini at third, playing about even with the bag. The 2-2 again. Lifted foul into the screen. A good at bat from Young. Julio Vasquez waits on deck. Well, the flags weren't doing anything just a moment ago. Now the leaves are going crazy on the trees in right center. Now blowing from right to left. The 2-2 again. Breaking ball just outside. A close pitch. Ethan Young has worked it back full after falling behind 0-2. Roberts comes set. Here's the 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. Terrific at bat from Ethan Young. He confidently trots his way down to first, putting men on first and third with nobody out for the Lefties. Still no score in the bottom of the 4th. Now it's Julio Vasquez. He singled his only time up in the 2nd. Oh, interesting way the NorthPaws are playing this one. What's going on right now? Okay. Now Bennett free to the catcher out in front of home plate to give the signs in case Young takes off from first. We saw Ethan steal a base last night. Another one of those things where he stole his first bag of the season. High ball one. That was one of those situations where I said, well, Young hasn't stolen a base this season, and then he had the delayed steal. I swear I have fun when some of those things happen. Pretty good lead at first from Ethan. And the 1-0, way outside 2-0. Get in his head out there, Ethan. Get in his head. Gotta remember from last night, Ethan Young, a threat to run. Taylor still looms at third. The 2-0, pitcher's pitch on the strike call. A high strike. Giannini still even with the bag at third. Villeneuve, of course, having to hold Young on. The middle infielders in their normal spots looking to turn two. Neville towards the hole at short, a little bit deeper than other times. Young starts and stops. The pitch is on the inside corner. Vasquez not pleased. Visibly upset with that strike call. Looks like it was the first time that exact spot was called a strike. 2-2 the count now. First and third, nobody out for the lefties. Young doing a little dancing at first. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Vasquez upset with himself. That pitch looked to be riding down and away from him. And now it's Brock Mayer. He ripped a single to left his first time up. 3 hits on the board for the lefties with 1 out in the fourth. The lefties have to get Taylor home from third. First pitch to Mayer, he takes a strike. Looked like he might have been taking all the way. Possibly doing that on his own. Boy, Mayer is a strong young man. Seeing him take batting practice. Such an easy swing, just hitting missiles to left. And Roberts steps off. Oh, it looks like Mayer took too much time to get in the box. A violation on him. Now the count's 0-2. No argument from Brock. But now he settles in all of a sudden behind 0-2. Need to get something into play. And here is the 0-2. Change up outside. 1-2 the count. Well, Mayer will settle back in, trying to get something into play. Young leads off of first, a short lead. The 1-2, fouled straight back. Back-to-back pitches from Roberts, trying to go away from Mayer. Mayer with about average speed as far as being a potential double play candidate. Young with a huge lead off of first now. The 1-2, hit out to shortstop. It's not hard. Neville flips to second for 1. Back over to first. Plenty of time to get Mayer. Well, the NorthPaws dugout fired up now, able to escape a first and third, nobody out jam. A strikeout to Vasquez, and then the 6-4-3 double play induced by McLean Roberts on Brock Mayer. A missed opportunity for the lefties, still scoreless, the NorthPaws and Port Angeles as we head to the top of the 5th. We'll be right back. Ray Kimura, Bennett Frieder, and Gage Mesta as the leadoff man will be the hitters for the NorthPaws on the top of the fifth. Still no score. A pitching duel early for Casson Matson and McLean Roberts. Came back just a little bit early. Feel foolish for forgetting this one. My younger brother celebrated his 23rd birthday yesterday. The one Jesse Schmeiser. I graduated a year ago from Lafayette College, where Ethan Young is about to start. Also finished his master's in philosophy out of Central European University in Vienna, Austria. To put it mildly, he made the most of that situation. Ray Kimura takes a first pitch fastball at the knees. Matson getting back to work. Only allowing one hit early through 4+. Up and in, nearly got a piece of Kimura. Well, then after finishing his master's, my younger brother spent 3 weeks on a farm in southern Finland, working as a farmhand. Soft bouncer towards the hole on the right side. Aiden Arriaga up with it, guys. Trouble getting out of his glove over the first, and it gets past Helm. It kicks off the wood by the lefty's dugout, backed up by Taylor. We'll see how that one is scored. It's a poor play either way from Arriaga. Not charging that ball, and then not being able to get it out of his glove cost him. Well, it's going down as an error for right now on Arriaga. He struggled out there, at least going back to the Victoria series. Looks like a balk has just been called on Matson. Jeez. Not sure exactly what Casson did, whether he flinched. And he's having a conversation with the field umpire now, trying to demonstrate and figure out exactly what he did wrong. Well, at least for now, I guess he's going to have to be satisfied with that answer. So Ray Kimura up to second after reaching on the error by Arriaga. This is the kind of stuff that's really hurt the lefties for the past 2 weeks. First pitch is fouled straight back by Bennett Frieder. One of 2 strikeouts picked up from Matson on the mound. His coming back in the third. So my brother spent 3 weeks on a farm in southern Finland. He just finished that stretch up. He'll do a little more traveling in Finland, then come back to the States on August 1st. Curveball missed inside. Matson wanted that pitch. He'll fly into New York City, and then Mom and Dad and my half-brother Craig will meet him out there. They'll spend a week out there. First time since Christmas, my brother will be back stateside. Swung on and missed. 1-2 the count. Happy belated birthday, Jesse. Now, don't worry, guys. I called him on the phone yesterday. I just forgot to give him the shout-out on the broadcast. Not to worry. Not to worry. Still a scoreless game in the fifth. And that fastball is on the outside corner for a called strike 3. A very late call from the home plate umpire. Will gladly take it. Third strikeout of the evening for Matson, 1 away in the fifth. Gage Mesta has flown out each of his first 2 at-bats. While all 3 outfielders playing fairly deep for the lefties. A base hit will likely score Kimura. Oh, and there he goes. Matson steps back. Ooh, wide throw to third. Corralled by Vasquez. They have Kimura in a rundown. Vasquez throws back to second. It's Arriaga. Now heading back towards third. And it's Matson who gets it. This is a long rundown. Fakes the throw. Kimura tries to turn around. He stumbles to the ground, and Matson able to tag him out. Good heads-up play from Casson Matson, and the lefties infield likely shouting to Casson to step off as Kimura left early. Well, our Point Street guys going to have one fun time scoring that one. Well, he made pretty good work of that. What's going on now? Keith Francis, the manager of the NorthPaws, is out and having a bit of an animated discussion with the field umpire. He must be talking as if someone got in the way, one of the lefties fielders. It didn't look like, I couldn't identify anyone who potentially obstructed the play. Well, a short conversation, and it ends. Mesta is awaiting his first pitch of the at-bat. 2 outs and nobody on now. Matson gets to work out the windup again. And the first pitch is a fastball right down the middle for a strike. To think it's been since Christmas since my parents and me have seen my brother. Mestis goes around on a breaking ball. 0-2 the count. Looked like a pretty good pitch to begin with. But I'm pretty sure he'll be moving in with one of his buddies near Lafayette College and getting a job. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kassan Matson. And good work from him in picking up Aiden Arriaga on the error. The lefty's able to work around the base runner. Matson faces the minimum in the 5th inning. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, see if the lefties, with the base runners they've had, can push a run across. We'll be back shortly. McLean Roberts will get back to work in the bottom of the 5th, facing the bottom of the lefties' order. Kyle Becker, Travis Helm, and Aiden Arriaga, 7, 8, 9. Becker popped out to second, his only at-bat. Really good to see the lefties, after a poor defensive play to start the 5th inning, bounce back with a really good one and an executed rundown. Becker takes low, 1-0 the count. Lefties were able to put men on 1st and 3rd with nobody out in the 4th, not able to push a run across. On the outside corner, 1-1. Pitcher's pitch right there. Becker not a fan of it. Already tough enough with a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Ray Kimura in left, playing way over in the alleyway and shallow, as that misses in the dirt. No score. So we enter the midway point of the ball game. Roberts out of the windup, off the end of the bat. It goes through the legs of Roberts, picked up by the shortstop Neville, and he throws on the first in time. A break for Roberts and the NorthPaws as Becker retired. I thought for sure that was going to kick off the leg of Roberts, but just went right through him. Now it's Travis Helm. Reached on a fielder's choice, his only at bat in the 2nd. I was able to talk to Travis a little bit extra during batting practice, especially seeing him catch last night, about how he gets settled in with his various pitchers here. High 1-0. And I've talked about this with some of the other catchers. It's a pretty quick turnaround. Sometimes you have new guys coming in, you have to get up to speed quickly in summer ball. Swung on and missed 1-1. And what he tells me is the most important thing in my mind is how each pitcher likes to get guys out. So for some, it might be going up in the zone with a 4-seamer, down low 2-1, or going with a 2-seam or even a cut fastball, trying to get outs going low. Just as a couple examples. Very illuminating for a guy like me, guy who never caught. Low 3-1. Definitely has to help as a hitter, too, just to get such a good understanding of pitchers. My younger brother was a catcher growing up. The 3-1. That's down low, ball 4. The lefties now with a base runner in 4 out of the first 5 innings. No, beg your pardon. They've had base runners in each half inning. Problem is they've had base runners erased on 2 double plays tonight. Now it's Aiden Arriaga. Bounced out softly to second base, his only at-bats, as Helm draws a throw. Looked like he was barely off the base to begin with. The NorthPaws looking to turn two. Phoenix Samay at second, Cooper Neville at short. Not playing real close to second base bag. And the first pitch is outside 1-0. Drew Giannini, the third baseman, playing in just in case of a bunt. We saw Arriaga show bunt his first at-bat. Helm with a 2.5-step lead off of first. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. Roberto Nunez getting a night off. Now everybody needs their days off once in a while, despite how good Nunez has been all summer. McLean Roberts comes set. Here's the 1-1 with one out. Breaking ball, check swing, outside from Arriaga. Yeah, all the traveling I've done around the country the past couple years, driven coast to coast 3 different times over the past 2 years, and then once from Tucson up to Eugene, Oregon. Hits hard back to shortstop. Gobbled up a one hop by Neville. Over the second for one. And the third double play that the Lefties have hit into in the evening. Back-to-back-to-back innings. 6-4-3 on that one. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. McLean Roberts threw 5 clean innings. See which team is able to break the scoreless drought first. We head to the top of the 6th. No score, the NorthPaws and the Lefties. Well, everybody, one of my favorite parts of the night is doing this segment. Lake Crescent rests in the northern foothills of Olympic National Park, some of the clearest blue waters you could possibly find. Well, that's because Lake Crescent has extremely low nitrogen levels, so algae doesn't really have good conditions to grow. You can see quite deep into the lake, at least according to people I've talked to. The interwebs also tell me that you can see 60 feet deep into the lake. I have not tried that test yet. I'm going to at some point, though. Lake Crescent does not lack its scenic viewpoints either. Plenty of room to sail, kayak, swim. The beach spots are pretty reasonable, too. Casson Madsen gets back to work on the mound. Casey Wayne, Cooper Neville, and Robin Villeneuve, the hitters. Well, Madsen steps off. And now he steps back on again. All 3 outfielders playing fairly deep on Wayne, and he swings and misses. Madsen took a little bit off that fastball as he's behind 0-1. Madsen with a deep breath. He kicks and deals. Popped up. Short right field. Arriaga going out. Guardado comes in towards the line, and he makes the one-handed grab. The fly ball outs continue for Madsen. Also good to see he has not allowed the leadoff man to reach base yet tonight. Now it's Cooper Neville. I've done my share of runs, too, along Lake Crescent. My favorite, though, is going along the Spruce Railroad Trail on the north-central section of the lake. The trail goes on quite a while. Did an 8-mile run yesterday out there. First pitch misses high. Something about the thick evergreens and just the way you can see the entire lake at different parts. At the knees, 1-1. So peaceful running out there. I've also talked to our public address announcer about this because he's also a runner. About to start his collegiate running career. Out in front, 1-2. one of the few flat areas around here to run. The Olympic Peninsula is extremely hilly. He says amen. I enjoy my hills, but once in a while I could do something flat. Out in front of a changeup is Neville. And for the sixth consecutive inning, tonight, Matson inducing either strikeouts or weak contact, keeping men off base. Well, now it's Robin Villeneuve. Despite Matson's effectiveness getting the first two hitters out, Kamloops has had a base runner in every inning as Villeneuve takes a strike. I even stopped halfway through my run yesterday just to take in the view. 0-2 the count. It's just one of those places. Reminds me of the Red Rocks of northern Arizona. Matson shaking off a couple pitches from Taylor. Now he has it, and he deals the 0-2. Breaking ball, that one is crushed deep to left field. And that ball is a fair ball, home run. Matson tried to run a breaking ball back on the inner half. He ended up hanging it to Villeneuve. And he's just made this a 1-0 ball game. He did shake off Taylor 3 different times. The first home run of the summer for Robin Villeneuve. And really the only mistake that Matson's made all night. I mean, that ball was a low line drive that got out in a hurry. Even with the wind blowing out to left, I'm not sure if Villeneuve needed the extra help. Swing and a miss at the first pitch from Joey Barron, who's flown out each of his first 2 at-bats. Only the second hit of the evening for Kamloops. Slow breaking ball inside. So Matson trying to limit the damage. So that one misses inside. Nearly got a piece of Barron. Nobody up in the Lefties bullpen. Frankly, I don't see a reason to get anybody up either. Caston's been that good. And for the most part, getting outs quickly. His 2-1 with 2 outs. Change up as he gets Barron out in front. Riding down and away to the left-handed hitting Barron. So Matson trying to send the Lefties back to the dugout. The 2-2. That one's lifted in the air to left, down the line. Mayer is over, and it's out of play into the parking lot. Not near my car. Well, somebody played the breaking windshield thing very late. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Taylor applies the tag to finish off the strikeout. So Matson able to pick up a couple strikeouts in the 6th. The damage has been done, though. The solo home run down the left field line from Robin Villeneuve gives the NorthPaws a 1-0 lead. Well, we knew the Lefties would have to score as they head to the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order coming up when we return. Well, the Lefties need to get busy offensively. They trail 1-0 after the Villanova solo home run. McLean Roberts gets back to work on the mound. His first pitch to Isaiah Walls is fouled into the screen. Isaiah has walked each of his first 2 appearances tonight. 2 of 4 walks issued by Roberts. The Lefties have had their base runners, have hit into double plays each of the last 3 innings. In the dirt, 1-1. Struggling to get much of any offense against the bottom-ranked team in the West Coast League. Granted, a win by the NorthPaws tonight will pull them even with the Lefties. The 1-1, that one's ripped high and deep to left field. Down the line, back is Kimura, and that ball is gone. Just like that, Isaiah Walls has tied us up in the bottom of the 6th inning on a towering deep drive down the line. Virtually almost the same spot as Villanova's home run. This one from Walls, a towering drive. The first home run in the Lefties uniform for Isaiah, his 2nd RBI. Boy, Isaiah is just fun to watch. This is a young man that can really hit. The wind's still blowing out to left field. I don't think that one really needed it. Mauricio Guardado bounced into a 3-6-3 double play his last time up. He swings the first pitch and pops it up. Short center. The shortstop Neville out. Mestis comes running in from center field, and he puts it away. And now it's Taylor. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He ripped a double back in the 4th to get that inning started. Left over at third base, though. A new ball game, 1-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch is outside to Taylor. Well, now the Lefties have somebody up in their bullpen. Well, with the way the flags are set up on the party deck, I really can't see the NorthPaws bullpen. Up and away 2-0. It's already an obstructed view, just trying to look down there from the press box. Granted, if you get some tall guys, though, you can see if they're throwing. Really can't see anything now. A 2-0, a little high, 3-0 the count to the catcher Taylor. I would think Chase will get a green light. All 3 outfielders playing deep, respecting the power of Chase. The 3-0, Taylor does get the green light. He's out in front. As Taylor steps out. And Roberts out of the windup. He deals his 3-1. Outside, ball 4. That's the 5th walk of the game issued by McLean Roberts. A 1-out base runner for the Lefties. Good group of kids sprinting out into that area behind the right field fence. Good to see. Now it's Ethan Young. He struck out in the 2nd and worked a walk in the 4th on a really, really good at-bat. First pitch curveball at the knees for a strike. Young fell behind 0-2 his last at-bat. Able to foul some tough pitches off, take some tough curveballs, and work his way on base. Initially putting men on 1st and 3rd and nobody out. That one's popped up. Left side, Giannini is over. It's out of play towards the parking lot down the left field line.
Hope you didn't park over there.
So Young behind 0-2 for his 3rd straight at bat. Dealing with the tough lefty-on-lefty matchup. And Roberts deals curveball, and that's in there for a called strike 3. Young not pleased with it. For the 2nd time tonight, he goes down on 3 pitches.
Up to bat, number 24, Julio.
With 2 outs, it brings up Julio Vasquez. A single in the 2nd, a strikeout his last time up in the 4th. One of 3 strikeouts on the evening now from McLean Roberts. A tie ball game at 1, and Chase Taylor draws a throw. Ooh, a good play by Villanova as Roberts threw a one-hopper to him. Taylor did steal third in the 4th inning. A threat to run. First pitch up and away, ball 1. Kind of serving as a pitch out of sorts. I am always a big fan of teams trying to steal with 2 outs. Try and get a guy in scoring position for Julio. Taylor with a pretty good lead now at first. Good 3.5 steps off the bag. The 1-0 is ripped into center field. Mesta's coming on. He has to play it on the hop. Taylor will stop at second. And Vasquez now 2 for 3.
On to bat, number 28.
And now it's Brock Mayer. He singled back in the second, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th to end the 1st and 3rd jam. As time is called, here comes the pitching coach, Jose Bautista. Slow walk on the mound. Bennett Frieda, the catcher, out there too. Well, there is action in the NorthPaws bullpen. I was able to see the baseball going up in the air to indicate somebody getting up. Certainly trying to buy some time. Vasquez at first and Taylor at second. Walls homered to start the inning. Well, the umpire's really letting this meeting play out. Now here comes the home plate umpire, starting to break up that conversation. The wind's still going from right to left as Bautista now walks back to the dugout. Let's see if Brock can untie this game. He's a strong guy. Maybe he can get one up in the air into that jet stream and left. Ooh, the flag's now at full tilt, blowing out to left. Roberts comes set. His first pitch to Mayer is in the air down the right field line, out of play into the grandstands. Mayer, a guy who did not start the season as a guy getting at bats. Worked his way into that role, staying sharp as a hitter. The 0-1. Mayer goes after a fastball tailing away. 0-2 the count. Try and put something in play, maybe find a hold. Roberts looks in, and he's ready. Taylor inching off of second. Vasquez way off at first. The runners go. Check swing in the dirt, and a double steal for the Lefties. Roberts continues to not pay virtually any attention to men on second base. For the second time tonight, Chase Taylor has stolen third. Good job from Julio to follow. Julio was halfway to second base as he was taking a secondary. As the lights just pop on at Civic Field as we're at 8:05. A hit should score 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Mayer. In the air down the right field line again, and they'll get out of play again on the top of the roof of the grandstands. Well, that now the 5th stolen base of the season for Taylor. And the 1st stolen base for Julio. Vasquez better be careful. He is way off of second. Last thing you want is Cooper Neville, the shortstop, coming in behind him, and he is starting to walk up behind him. Vasquez is nearly halfway to third. The 1-2 in the dirt, blocked by Frieder. Now 2-2 the count. 2-2, 2 outs, a tie game at 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Roberts really deliberate right now. Now he comes set. Out of the stretch is 2-2. Fouled off. A good at bat from Mayer. Driving that pitch count up. Lefties could use a base hit. Offense difficult to come by in this first game and a half of the series. Trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. Kyle Becker waits on deck. Now Mayer settles back in. Every pitch important right now. Roberts is ready. Mayer with a slightly open stance. The 2-2 again. That's in the air to center. It's not deep. Mestis comes charging in. That's going to be trouble. A diving play by the second baseman May, and the ball drops. 2-run score for the Lefties. Mayer digging into second. He's going to be out at second base. But a 2-run single, 2-run bloop single for Brock Mayer on a ball that was good, that looked so routine coming off the bat. I'm amazed that Mestos wasn't able to get there and make the play. He really must have been playing deep. The Lefties put up 3 runs to take a 3-1 lead after 6 full. And Kassan Matson gets back to work on the mound, now with the lead. The Lefties now have their first lead of the series as we head to the top of the 7th. Drew Giannini, Phoenix Samay, and Ray Kimura. Giannini lined out softly to second his last at bat, 0 for 2 overall. And the first pitch is a fastball on the outside corner. Kassan Matson has been really good. He ran into trouble in the 6th, allowing a home run and 3 hits. Able to escape further damage, now with the lead. Outside 1-1. Hopefully that home run to start the 6th from Isaiah Walls, able to calm down this order. Up and in 2-1, as Giannini has to bend out of the way. Both starting pitchers able to work the first 6 full. Ooh, just outside 3-1. Taylor liked the pitch behind the plate. You don't want to walk the leadoff man, especially after putting up a big inning. Off the end of the bat and popped up. Between first base and home plate, and a good play from Taylor. Being able to make that play out in front of him. Not hit anywhere near high enough for the first baseman Helm to come in to get it. The way that ball was going up there and coming back towards home plate, wasn't sure if the screen would get a hold of it either. Matson, fortunate, able to get the out on the 3-1 pitch. That brings up Phoenix Samay. A single and a strikeout. That one's off the hands, looped out to left. And Mayer able to track it down. Brock had him played pretty shallow. Good closing speed, too, from Brock. Did not expect him to make that play off the bat. Well, Brock has had a really good night and left. And yet again, Matt's able to set down the first two batters of the inning. It's Ray Kimura this time as he takes inside. He reached on an error for the second baseman, Aiden Arriaga, his first time up. Only 1 error so far for the Lefties. They've been really good defensively. An awkward swing and a miss at that one. So Matson looking to pick up his second or first 1-2-3 of the night. That one's in the air to right center. Guardado is over. A long run for him. He puts it away deep in the alleyway. And there it is, the first 1-2-3 inning of the night for Kassan Matson. A good job working a shutdown frame. Still 3-1 Lefties over the NorthPaws as we stretch for the 7th inning. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, Port Angeles up 3-1 over Kamloops. A new pitcher for the NorthPaws. Noah Lowe will take over. The 6'2", 225-pound incoming freshman to Spokane Falls Community College. 8 in the 3rd innings for him, 3 strikeouts, 8 walks, something to keep an eye on. Opposition hitting .258 against him. Well, he's allowed 8 hits as well over 8 in the 3rd, so it makes sense why his ERA is on the higher side. He'll face Becker, Helm, and Arriaga, and his first pitch is at the knees for a called strike. Kyle Becker 0 for 2 to start the night. Out of the windup, and Lowe's next pitch is inside 1-1. Lowe looks bigger than 6'2" to me. Looks like a guy who probably played football in high school. That 1-1 is ripped in the right center field. Wayne going back on it into the alleyway. He dives and he can't get it. Becker trying to turn on the Jets. He digs in the second. He'll hold up there. A ringing double to start the inning for Kyle Becker. That's a good way to greet Lowe coming out of the bullpen. And now it'll be Travis Helm who will settle in. The first extra base hit of the season for Becker. Boy, he smoked that ball. Helm walked his last time up. Decent lead at second from Becker, and the first pitch misses inside. So the end of the line for McLean Roberts. 6 innings from him in the start. 3 runs, all of them earned, all of them coming in the 6. 6 hits, 5 walks, and only 3 strikeouts. He battled throughout, though. That one's popped up. Short right center, Samay going back, Wayne comes running in, and Phoenix Samay backpedals and makes the grab. Well, not a productive at bat from Helm. Not able to get Becker into 3rd. Now it's Aiden Arriaga. As Lowe is getting a couple new baseballs. Aiden bounced into a 6-4-3 double play his last time up. One of 3 double plays the lefties have hit into. A base hit would gladly help. The lefties could use an insurance run as they lead 3-1. Arriaga still looking for his first hit in the lefties' uniform. Stepping a throw back to second. I am not sure what Lowe is doing. Neville was not covering second, and the throw just kind of lobbed it in there. You don't have to throw the ball if you're the pitcher when you do that spin-around play. First pitch to Aiden in the dirt, blocked by Frieder. Arriaga now 0 for 9 since joining the Lefties, finishing up the 1-month-long Power Summer Collegiate League season. Playing there for the 2nd consecutive summer, hitting .290. A league I am quite familiar with after calling it a year ago. Inside 2-0 the count. Guys like Julio Vasquez, Aiden Arriaga, names I did recognize coming in. Julio also recognized me. That was nice of him. I guess I did something right down there. The 2-0 is lifted down the third base line. Giannini going back along the line, and it drops fair. Drew Giannini got all sorts of turned around. The first hit in the lefties' uniform for Aiden Arriaga comes on a Texas leaguer. A ball that definitely should have been caught, but nobody touched it. No choice but to call it a hit. Becker has no choice but to stay at second. There's no way he could try to advance to third. Now it's Isaiah Walls. The towering solo home run his last time up in the 6th to tie the game. Dangerous spot for Noah Lowe and the NorthPaws. He comes set. Walls shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a curveball high. Well, you have Giannini playing back at third, and Walls can fly. You also have Villanova playing way back at first, nearly on the outfield grass. And the second baseman, Samay, trying to keep the runner close. In the dirt, 2-0. It gets away. Becker trying to get to third. The throw down. Out is the call at third. It's a tough call for him to try to make. It looked to me like Becker got his foot in. Earl Smith has some words for the field umpire, standing right along the third base bag. It was a risky play. Now 2-0 the count to Walls. I mean, look, that's just one of those plays where the ball ends up beating the runner. It's only a two-man umpire crew. The field umpire's never going to have a good angle at that. That one's ripped. It gets through the hole on the left side. Arriaga's being waved home. Here's the throw from Kimura. It's on the fly. It's way high at overthrowing Bennett Frieder. RBI single for Isaiah Walls. His second RBI of the night, second hit of the night. The Lefties lead 4-1.
Up to bat, number 20, Mauricio Guardado.
Now it's Mauricio Guardado. Now it's Guardado. Walls able to move to second on the throw. In the dirt, Walls trying to get to third. No throw from Frieder. Too much speed from Isaiah. Walls able to advance on the wild pitch. A major break for Kamloops now with the out call at third. Taking an extra run off the board for the Lefties. For now, leading 4-1. Guardado way out in front of a fastball. 1-1 the count on him. Not a good throw either from Ray Kimura coming in from left. You want those throws from the outfield to be low and hard, so you at least have a chance to cut them off. In the air, down the third baseline, foul territory. Giannini over towards the party deck. He backpedals. That time he's able to hang with it. So the Lefties able to put up that all-important insurance run. Isaiah Walls, one of the big men of the night, his second RBI of the evening. 4-1 Lefties through 7 full. And it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher at Civic Field. So Casson Matson's night is done after 7. We'll be back shortly with the new pitcher. Lefties leading 4-1 over the NorthPaws. Welcome back to the broadcast, everybody. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Bennett Frieder, then the top of the order for Kamloops. Lefties leading 4-1. Jake Petty taking over on the mound. He gets a swing and a miss. A good, hard fastball. Riding down and into the right-handed batter. Petty is second time on the mound. The rising junior at Southwestern Assemblies of God University. And he's ahead 0-2 with the foul ball. Here's the 0-2 coming in out of the windup. Bounce softly at the shortstop. Walls charges it, and he ends up booting it. Well, the second error of the night for the Lefties, and the 9th man is able to reach base. Looked like Walls had that one lined up perfectly. The ball just rolled right up his arm. Well, at least for now, the defensive struggles, you hope that Petty can work around them. Now it's Gage Mestas. The Lefties leading by 3 in the top of the 8th. First pitch is a fastball at the knees. Mestas is 0 for 3 tonight. 2 flyouts and a strikeout his last time up in the 5th. Petty struggled in his first outing a few days ago against the Elks. Snap throw down the first. Out is the call at first base. Chase Taylor able to nab Bennett Frieder, straying too far off the bag. Really good way to pick up Walls, too. Second time the Lefties have been able to pick up their teammates after an error and erasing the man on base. Boy, Chase is just a rock back there as that one's fouled into the screen. Oh, and Garrett Holpuck dropped the foul ball as it came down. Garrett, that's why you pitch. 1-2 the count with 1 out. Line sharply out to second, past the lunging Arriaga in the right field. So Mestas aboard with a base hit. It's only the 3rd hit of the evening for the NorthPaws. Well, it brings up Casey Wayne. Batting now with 1 out in the 8th. Delivering the 2-run single with 2 outs in the top of the 10th to win it for the NorthPaws. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Petty was only able to record an out 3 days ago against the Elks. 6 walks, 6 earned runs charged to him. Check swing, called a strike anyway. Well, at the moment, Petty looks good. Looks to be commanding his pitches pretty well. Arriaga at second playing way over towards the bag as Wayne chops it foul. I doubt we'll see Mestas go anywhere, especially with Kamloops trailing by 3. There is action in the Lefties bullpen just in case. The 0-2, the runner goes. The throw down. Out is the call at second base. Well, for some inexplicable reason, Mestas tried to run on Taylor, especially with the NorthPaws trailing by 3. Wayne was also called out on strikes on the pitch. So Jake Petty comes on, he faces the minimum. Looks like also the Lefties got the benefit of another call from the field, but got the benefit of the call from the field umpire that time after not being the case a moment ago. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Lefties see if they can put up even more insurance, leading 4-1 over Kamloops. Chase Taylor, Ethan Young, and Julio Vasquez in the bottom of the 8th for the Lefties. Noah Lowe will get back to work after allowing a run in the 7th. First pitch to Taylor inside. Chase walked and scored his last time up. One of 3 runs the Lefties put across in the 6th. He also doubled in the 4th. The 1-0, Big swing and a miss from Chase. Robin Villanelle opened the scoring with a solo home run in the top of the 6th. Isaiah Walls answered back with his own solo shot in the bottom of the 6th. Taylor, an indecisive swing and a miss on that one, 1-2. Lefties put up 3 runs of their own in the 6th inning. Taylor and Vasquez coming across. Mayer driving in the big 2 runs on a bloop single as Taylor fouls that one towards the Kamloops dugout. Thanks to a mistake in the field and an Isaiah Walls RBI single, Lefties put up a 4th run in the 7th. Back towards the middle and caught by Phoenix Samay out of the air. Taylor did not look comfortable that at bat whatsoever. That brings up Ethan Young. Ethan has got to be glad to no longer see McLean Roberts. 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple strikeouts. See how he fares against the righty Lowe. Look out! He rips that one foul right towards Julio Vasquez in the on-deck circle. That ball went screaming past him. Julio with a big smile now. Grateful that ball did not connect with him. As time is called. What's going on here? The home play umpire coming out. Oh, he's going to flip Lowe a new baseball. Interesting. So Young still awaiting his 0-1 pitch. Well, now Noah Lowe's ready. Out of the windup, here's his 0-1. Check swing. Oh, look out. Oh, that connected dead set with the home plate umpire. He ends up falling down. Wow, the only thing I can imagine is that Bennett Frieder got crossed up. He's walking out to the mound. It was a fastball. Maisie, our medical official, is out to check on the home plate umpire. He's on his back right now. You hope that he just got the wind knocked out of him. I mean, you can hear the thud from up here, just connecting off of his chest protector. Barry Landry and Earl Smith, part of the Lefties coaching staff, also out there. Same with Keith Francis for the NorthPaws. And, of course, you just hope that he's okay. I mean, Frieder did not touch that ball at all. There's no way. They were not doing that on purpose by any means. The only thing you can assume is that he was crossed up. Anyway, we'll step aside for right now, guys. If we have any updates for you, we'll come back to give you guys that information. We'll be back in a bit. Well, as a lot of you guys can probably see, a really good sign. The home plate umpire is now back on his feet after a head medical official, Maisie, was working on him for a bit. Looks like he is going to stay in the game as he's adjusting his pants and making sure his shin guards are all set. I mean, just a moment ago, a fastball just connected with the home plate umpire right off of his chest protector, and he immediately fell backwards on his back. And he was down there for a little while. And hopefully good chance it was just getting the wind knocked out of him for a moment. A big relief. We'll double check on the count. It looks like the pitch itself was called a strike on Ethan Young. Well, you wonder, was the umpire able to actually call a strike? He did not confirm the count, so I'll assume the count is correct on the scoreboard, 0-2. 1 out to Young. Noah Lowe gets back to work. And here's his pitch. In the dirt. Try to change up. Yep, the count is 1-2. Okay, that'd be really impressive. Did the home plate ever really actually call a strike as he was going down to the ground? Outside 2-2. And in that case, you have to assume that the catcher, Bennett Frieder, got crossed up because he did not make any contact with that fastball coming in. The 2-2 with 1 out. Young takes a called strike 3. Well, Young has been frustrated with the strike zone all night. That looked like it could have been low. Obviously a much tougher angle for me to see up here. 2 away in the 8th inning. It brings up Julio Vasquez. He singled, stole a base, and scored in the 6th. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Takes a first pitch inside. And here's the 1-0. That's... Ooh. Called a strike. Vasquez having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Looks like he's saying something like, well, he didn't agree with the call. It's the second low strike we saw this inning called, and they have not been strikes all night. Similar looking pitch, that one called low. A very, looked like the exact same pitch that Young was punched out on. Here's the 2-1. Bouncer to the hole on the left side. Backhanded by Neville. Jump throw over the first. In time. What a play by Cooper Neville. Going deep in the hole at shortstop. A Jeter jump throw across the diamond. He got it there on the fly. Well, a 1-2-3 inning for Noah Lowe. Boy, that was impressive. Last chance coming up for the Kamloops NorthPaws. Trailing the Lefties 4-1 going to the top of the 9th. The shadows now fully covering the entirety of Civic Field as we head to the top of the 9th. Cole Acker will take over on the mound. Not a safe situation with the Lefties leading by 3. Acker's 12th game of the season. He was really good a few days ago against the Bend Elks, an inning and 2/3 scoreless, not allowing a hit either. 5.40 ERA overall. Acker's on to face Cooper Neville out of the 3 spot, Robin Villano, and Joey Barron. Lefties in a really good position to snap their 7-game losing streak and to even up this series against the NorthPaws. Neville struck out his last at bat. He's also walked twice as he takes low. I wonder if the NorthPaws will take a strike. Acker out of the windup as that's on the inside corner. Neville not pleased with the call. Sunlight showing pretty well on the houses out to center field as that one's fouled at the plate. And of course, still very bright on the foothills of Olympic National Park. A few clouds off in the distance to left and left center. Otherwise, very blue. As the 1-2, change up in there for a called strike 3. Acker comes in, punches out the first man he faces. An important first out, and that brings up Robin Villeneuve.
Up to bat, number 28, Robin Villeneuve.
He's been the offense tonight for the NorthPaws. A solo shot back in the 6th inning. One of only 3 hits for Kamloops. NorthPaws also with only 4 hits yesterday in their 4-2 win over the Lefties. On the outside corner for a strike. Acker coming out early, getting ahead of batters. Just outside 1-1. There is somebody up in the Lefties bullpen just in case. Acker's 1-1 is outside 2-1. Looks like it's Colby Schuber who's actually throwing in the bullpen. A 2-1 off the hands, fouled back. So Acker now evens up the count, 2-2, 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Lefties leading 4-1 over the NorthPaws. The wind still blowing out strong to left. Just outside. Close. A lot of the fans wanted it. A couple pitches out there, Acker not getting the call. Here's the 3-2. Well, he misses out there again. Not what you want to do if you're Acker. He knows that. Leading by 3 runs and walking a guy. Well, now this is officially a save situation. The tying run waits on deck. It'll be Joey Barron. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out his last at bat in the 6th. Acker's slide step, that's on the outside corner for a called strike. A deep breath from Cole, a couple shakeoffs. Now he deals a high bouncer out to second. Arriaga charges it. Oh, he goes to first. A bit surprised to see that. He had time to flip over the second to get the lead runner. Not sure if he would have turned 2 either way. So up to second goes Robin Villeneuve. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Get you that guy in just a moment. Manny Recchi is going to come in and hit for Drew Giannini. The NorthPaws down to their final out. Recchi, the incoming freshman out of Thompson River University. Manny Recchi looking for his first hit this summer. He's 0 for 6 with a walk. Only needs to get on base to bring the tying run to the plate. First pitch, check swing, called a strike. Boy, and how good was Matson? He went the first 7 innings, only allowing 2 hits, the earned run on the solo shot, 2 walks, a hit batter, 6 strikeouts. Fouled at the plate. The NorthPaws down to their final strike. Cole Acker looking to pick up the save and snap the 7-game losing streak. Cole comes set. His 0-2 curveball in there for a called strike 3. Taylor with a handshake for the home plate umpire. Cole Acker comes on. He picks up his first save of the summer and securing the win for Kassan Matson and the Lefties, evening up this series at 1 with the Kamloops NorthPaws. For now, staying out of the basement of the West Coast League. Well, a brisk ball game, barely 2 hours, not even 2 hours and 10 minutes old. The Lefties shake each other's hands in the middle of the infield diamond right by the mound. There's CJ coming out there too. Of course he has to get in on the action. Where were you, CJ? A good, brisk night. A really well-rounded performance from the Lefties, able to bounce back. I'm Evan Schmeiser, everybody. That's it for us tonight. We'll be right back tomorrow. Same time, same place, 6:35 on the West Coast League app and the Peninsula Public Access Station. So long for now, the Lefties, victors for tonight.